To trust children, we must first learn to trust ourselves. And most of us were taught as children that we cannot be trusted. John Holt, author of How Children Learn, who coined the term unschooling in the 1970s. Today I will share with you the basics of unschooling, or self-directed learning, which is an educational philosophy that provides real freedom for children and prepares them for their rapidly changing future. I've been interested in the concept of homeschooling long before I had my own child, but in my research I discovered unschooling and have been studying and implementing it ever since. Education is a topic that touches all aspects of our society. I believe everyone should be shown that there are other options, proven to be developmentally superior, and this knowledge should be shared far and wide for the betterment of our society and our culture as a whole. So what is unschooling? Unschooling is a word that just doesn't do justice to what it describes. Some may assume that the parent and child do nothing, or that it's just lazy parenting, allowing children to play all day without learning or being disciplined. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Unschooling is fundamentally about process, not content. It is about learning through self-discovery, about being open and confident, about thinking critically and independently, and about making and taking responsibility for your own choices. It is about connection, not isolation. An unschooling parent trusts their child. They respect them and treat them as equals. An unschooling parent actually wants their child to hold on to the sense of importance that they're born with, seen by many as brattiness that should be punished out. We don't want our children to fear us or blindly follow us. That leads them to blindly following other adults or authority figures, which could be a very dangerous thing. We want them to think for themselves and to see us as equal partners who love and respect them. In his book, Instead of Education, John Holt said, "The human animal is a learning animal. We like to learn. We need to learn. We are good at it. We don't need to be shown how or made to do it. What kills the processes are the people interfering with it or trying to regulate or control it." While unschooling is a form of homeschooling, it's difficult to explain past that, so I'll compare it with a few aspects of traditional homeschool, or of traditional school. When unschooling, there are no subjects, no curriculum, no arbitrary rules, goals, or timelines. Children learn at their natural pace, with no division between life and learning, because after all, they really are one and the same. Unschoolers learn just as adults do, as all animals naturally absorb information, based on their interests, using whatever learning materials they can find, driven by practical application and curiosity, rather than because they are forced to. Now that you hopefully have a better understanding of unschooling, let's discuss why one might choose this path. Personally, the choice to unschool my own child came from the basic desire for him to be happy, engaged, and free. I don't want my child to grow up and have to recover from his childhood, as sadly so many adult Americans must do in order to find peace. Traditional school focuses on compliance and the ability to regurgitate facts, most of which they'll never use past college. Unschooling enables children to learn, how to teach themselves. Unschooling is the way we were meant to learn. The school system itself is a fairly modern concept. The majority of humankind has learned in this self-directed way, including renowned thinkers like Albert Einstein, Leo Tolstoy, Ben Franklin, Da Vinci, and Mozart. Finally, the learning is unlimited. Children believe that they stop learning and then they go play, they go live, which leads to thinking that learning is boring, but with unschooling, learning is happening all day, every day. Now that we've talked about the what and the why, let's talk about the how. Unschooling has no manual or single right way because every child is different. They each have their own interests, goals, needs, abilities, and environments. With that being said, I'll share with you a few simple ideas for you to choose your own path. First, always recognize the power of questions. When your child asks you a question, embrace the opportunity. Look it up together, take a trip to the library, or turn it into an adventure. Next, expose them to the world. Provide a variety of stimuli, old books and magazines, playing old board games, interesting TV shows, or the internet, people with interesting jobs, or just explore your town. I also want to mention trust and patience. It's very hard in the beginning, but we must trust our children and the fact that they can indeed learn on their own and in a more lasting and effective way. Just relax, watch them play, and revel in the fact that although your child doesn't realize it, he's actually learning way more as he plays than he ever would at school. Lastly, the internet is an amazing resource. So many unschooling blogs and articles, plus access to more ideas and curriculum than you could imagine. Also, be open-minded. You may view an online game as Minecraft as just a video game, but it is revered by teachers and parents because of how educational it is. And reach out. There are countless groups, online and local, that take field trips and do group hikes, and they also offer very special classes just for unschoolers and homeschoolers at museums, zoos, and state parks. Unschooling at its core is about teaching a child how to learn rather than what to learn. So I've shared with you the philosophy behind unschooling and a few ideas to get you started. While parenting in this manner is not currently the norm, more and more parents are waking up to the idea that children are humans, deserving of the same trust and respect as adults. Just as other more mindful choices are becoming more mainstream, such as plant-based eating and respectful parenting, unschooling is thankfully on the rise. It really is amazing to witness a whole generation rejecting the idea of just doing what has always been done, and instead researching and implementing smarter, kinder, and more effective ways of doing things. Thank you for listening.